Standing on your word and doing what's right requires a strong sense of integrity and personal responsibility. It means following through on your commitments, even when you think it's inconvenient or challenging. It also means being honest and transparent in all of your dealings, even if it means admitting mistakes or admitting that you don't have all the answers. When you stand on your word and do what's right, you can build trust and respect with your team, and you can become known as a person of character and reliability. While doing what is right can sometimes be difficult, it is always worth it in the end. You can always tell your level of integrity by asking yourself some questions. You can ask yourself, am I accountable for my behavior and decisions that I make? Do I accept responsibility for my mistakes? Am I setting a good example for my team? Do I always follow through on my commitments and promises? Do I act in ways that build trust with my team? As soon as you ask yourself those questions, you can then start to improve your level of integrity in three different ways. You can first cultivate a good reputation. Your reputation as a leader is dependent on more than just performance. Being seen by your coworkers and higher ups as honest, responsible, trustworthy, and respectful also contributes to having a good reputation. It takes time and work to develop a good reputation, but remember that bad behavior can quickly ruin that reputation. It is extremely critical for leaders to always behave responsibly, respectfully, and have a good ethics because their actions also have an impact on the company's reputation. Second, consistency is key. It is challenging to trust a leader whose words and deeds conflict. A leader's words and deeds should always align. Similarly, a leader's actions should be consistent with the values and policies of the organization. Otherwise, it conveys to direct subordinates that these are not significant. On the other side, managers who constantly behave honorably can motivate their direct reports to do the same. And third, you can hold yourself to a high moral standard. Leaders with integrity act in a morally and ethically upright manner and refrain from unethical behavior. For instance, they think how decisions could affect the organization and other people. Being honest and upfront with coworkers and direct reports is another aspect of acting with integrity. It also entails working diligently rather than taking shortcuts. And that's how you can level up your integrity as a leader. There are also 3 easy but very hard steps you can take to act with more integrity in your workplace. The first very hard thing to do is to set a good example. You have an obligation to set a positive example for your immediate subordinates as a leader. Negative workplace behaviors, such as flouting business rules, slandering coworkers, and utilizing work time for personal concerns, sends a message to direct reports that this behavior is acceptable. Integrity-challenged workers are more prone to act unethically or counterproductively, which is detrimental to the workplace and the business. But responsible executives who follow ethical principles and uphold the company's values help establish and enforce standards for employee behavior. You can take responsibility for your actions. Everyone makes mistakes, and things don't always go as expected. Take ownership of your faults rather than trying to hide them or place blame elsewhere. Correct errors if you can, and if not, figure out how to avoid them in the future. Assuming accountability for your own mistakes not only demonstrates your concern, but it builds a rapport with your subordinates and encourages them to be more honest about their own shortcomings. And finally, you can honor your commitments. If you are unreliable, it is difficult to gain the trust and respect of direct reports. If you make a promise, they want to know that you'll follow through on it. This entails keeping your commitments to your coworkers and direct reports, as well as meeting deadlines and keeping your word. Also, be aware of your limitations and avoid taking on too much. Instead of breaking a commitment, it is much preferable to say no. Thanks for listening to the Peak 347 podcast. You can support this program and help provide training and support to those looking to grow as a leader. Visit peak347.com and book a free leadership coaching session today, or sign up for our interactive skills training. And like always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us and we will answer every question you have. Thank you and take care.